Hey guys, welcome back to Assassin's Creed. Love this thing. Assassin's Creed Revelations. I love this thing. Part 2, the other part was basically about story and combat. This one is just basically about the ending. This one will be the ending and a little bit about how I felt about the entire thing overall. Okay, so I was at the part with Altair, and when he shoots, what was his name? Why would I come to this video and I don't even know how to say his name? You guys know what I'm talking about, when he was old and he comes back to Masyaf, and he's old and he comes back and he shoots him and he gets revenge. I think I told you that part already. Okay, so now I remember. We're in the almost the end. Okay, so we're at the end. So after Ezio saves Sophia, we get to the final part at the end of the game where basically it's pretty much over. It's pretty much done. Everything's pretty much done. Then they kind of combine these two. So after he saves Sophia, they come back to Masyaf with all the keys, and Ezio goes into the library where he finds one last key, and then he sees the key, and then it goes back a little bit at the beginning of the tunnel, back in his time before he died. He's talking to his son. He's like, "Hey, you got to get out of here. Raiders are coming or whatever." And then after his son leaves, he goes inside. He starts having these memories, and he puts the lights out. It's memory after memory in his head, and then it was so cool. He puts the apple into that thing, and it closes. He goes to sit in that chair, sits down in the chair, and then we get that awesome transition where it switches over, and then you see old Altair just getting gray and dying, and then all of a sudden you see Ezio with the key, and he's like, Requiescat in Pace Altair. That was so cool, man. That was so cool. I like the transition there. That was really cool of them to do. I like the way he said goodbye to Altair. I like the way that happened. And then we finally get to the part where he was going to decide to either get the apple or not, which he doesn't. He leaves the apple there, and then he's talking to Desmond. And with my recent play of it, I guess I found out that it wasn't Ezio talking at the very end, the very second, because then it switches over to that God crap, which I'm going to get to in a second, or right now. So this part is so stupid. It's basically like, oh my God, the world's going to end, here's why, here's what happens, here's what you have to do, all that bullshit, right? Now, listen. This is probably the weakest part in Assassin's Creed, was this first civilization idea, this first civilization crap. I hate this. I want this out of the game. It takes me out of the game. Thank God that they took it out of this game the rest of the time, because it was mind-blowing how stupid it was. I get it. I get you need a drive to do something else, not just the whole Templar versus Assassins. But maybe that's all I need. Maybe that's all we need, is just that idea. That's it. That's what I think. That's all we need. We don't need this stupid first civilization crap. We don't need to talk to them. We don't need this shit, okay? We don't need this shit anymore. We don't need every single fucking game talking about them, talking about this shit. It makes me want to take my knuckle bracer and fucking just punch you a million times, punch the person who thought of this a million times. I don't want this stupid thing in it anymore. I want it out of the goddamn game. I want it out of the game. I think it is out of the game. Or no, because we still got, what, Juno? I'm fucking sick of that bitch, okay? I'm sick of that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. See? That's just me. That's just me. You guys have your own opinions, but me, fuck that bitch. I'm sick of her. I am sick and tired of Juno. I'm sick and tired of that stupid story, plot device. Bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. Sorry, that was just my little rant, okay? I went from beautiful ending to... Because that's what it was. It went to beautiful ending to bullshit. And then Desmond wakes up from the bullshit, and then it basically transitions into the third game. And we will talk about that in the next review. I guess I need to give my final verdict. Because of the fact, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Desmond gets a little journey, you get to, if you find enough animus things, you get to like go through Desmond's journey and find out why he left and find out what his feelings were and for those reasons, and then you get to the point where the first game happened. So anyway, that's the story. So I guess we'll talk about the final verdict. Final verdict for this game, because of the fact that I can ignore, they don't ruin the ending. Just because they added that stupid crap with the first Civilization does not mean they ruined it. So final verdict for this is, it's a 10 out of 10. Trust me. Don't get it twisted. Don't think because of my little rant that it got twisted. No, it's a 10 out of 10. I love this idea of going back with Altair. You're honoring your guy who got you where you are in the first place. And that's all. It's a 10 out of 10. Great game. I love that game. It's probably the best Assassin's Creed game I've ever played. I recommend it to everybody. This is the best one I have ever played. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down there. What would you have given it? What do you think of it? Keep rock and roll and see you on the next video.